Hello and welcome to the market update of December 4th, 2017. My name is Adam Straseske. So grateful that you're here today. Investing is risky, can be risky. There are many outcomes ranging from very positive to very negative to indifferent. And so when it comes to investing, anything is possible. Here's our agenda for today. We're going to start with the broad market readings and then we're going to get into the operating plan. When it comes to the broad market, we really look at three things. The first is, are we in bull or bear market territory? And this tells us whether or not we want to be on a risk on or a risk off stance. For example, do we want to be buying equities or do we want to be selling? Secondly, these two tell us whether or not we want to be aggressively buying or aggressively selling. The correction risk has to do with breadth of the market. How many stocks are participating in the advance or decline really tells us the health of the market. Is the health of the market lining up with the index's price action? The second thing is the stage of the S&P 500. BO stands for breakout. TC is tight channel, broad channel, or trading range. This is the strongest type of trend and then goes down from here. TR trading range, obviously that's a sideways market. And then we get into the operating plan, the current indexes, the closed indexes, and then finally the possible indexes that we're looking at this week. Bear market territory, we're not even close to it. In order for us to be in bear market territory or a risk off stance, we've got to get the All World ex-USA index and or the S&P 500 below Treasuries, below this red dotted line, and we're not even close. You can see we're way above. All World ex-USA index is outpacing the S&P 500 slightly. It just closed this past week slightly higher, and so that's why our focus remains on international indices. When it comes to as far as correction risk, there are three things that I'm saying that yes to a sideways market this week, and really the first one is look at the length of this bearish bar right here. It's more of a neutral bar, but the point is that the bears had more control than they've ever had in the last week of trading. So doesn't mean that it's going to happen that way, but that would be the first clue to a sideways price action is this big bear bar that we have not seen in quite some time. Second is we're slightly getting into overbought territory in this longer term oscillator, but you can see that from just looking to the left here that each time it has gotten into this range, we have had price action, so that wouldn't necessarily be out of the norm. And the third reason is that we are definitely in overbought territory when it comes to the shorter term oscillator. So it doesn't mean that we're going to go into a correction this week or we're going to have sideways price action, but just think it's a little bit higher just for those three reasons. And the stage of the S&P 500, we are in a broad bull channel represented by these two green lines right here. And we did have a nice bull flag right there, positive price action to the upside. Bulls would have liked to see it close on the top of the range this week. It did not. So overall, looks good for the S&P 500, and any correction will more than likely just be sideways instead of just a raging down market. But we'll see how it plays out. As far as our operating plan, we like preferreds. That's our high yielder. MSC All World ex-USA index is for the monthly trender, and then here are our weekly swings. And nothing for the scalps right now. All World looks good. We're in this pretty tight bull channel, and it was a little bit tighter. It broke to the downside and higher. So, we're still in a channel. It arguably either a tight or a broad bull channel. Frankly, we're bullish on this until either it starts to underperform the S&P 500 on a 12-month rolling basis, or we have more than a 50% retracement. So the 50% retracement is a little bit higher than represented by this red line right here. But it still looks good for the All World ex-USA index. As far as Canada, looks fine, down 0.13% for the week. Really would have liked to see it break to the upside and continue. Did not happen, but we're still in this broad bull channel. We've got a stop that we've adjusted up to the $27 range, and it was frankly a neutral week for Canada last week. UK, a neutral week for UK as well. We're still in a broad bull channel. Swing stop, we've got a stop range down here and a second stop range in here, and we'll see if it can continue to the upside or if we get a further retracement to the downside coming into this week. Japan up 0.41%. We've got a stop right in here and no second purchase range, but if we can get above this green line right here, then we'll look at it exiting there. So it looks okay for Japan, or frankly it looks good for Japan, and we'll see if we can continue that bullish price action. Oil down 1% for the week, and really like oil as long as it stays above this breakout right here. But if it does get back into the trading range, we'll look at getting to, some more in the bottom third of the channel. U.S. Treasuries, probably our weakest holding right now, arguably, but it was a neutral week for it, and it's more of a range-bound price action right here. If it gets down into the bottom third, we'll look at getting some more. Australia, neutral week for it. We've got a second purchase range and an initial stop down here, so plenty of room to move for Australia. And if we can get a strong break to the upside, then we'll look at possibly moving the stop up. Brazil, we just got into it, and then of course the darn thing goes to the downside, down almost 3.5%, 3.28% for the week. Really looks like we're going to have some more bearish price action. Looks like this is ending up to be just a possible short-term bear flag, and don't know if we'll see some more bearish price action, but from this past bar, it looks like we're going to at least maybe get a retest down in here, and quite possibly further. So we'll see how it plays out, but not looking great for Brazil right here. And that's it. We still want to build in the All World ex-USA index. We really don't have any new swings coming into this week or scalps that we're real excited about. So with that, you have a great week, and if you like it, please subscribe, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks. Bye.